On this week's Breaking News, we're talking about Pokemon. That's it. All we need to talk about is Pokemon. Well, that's not true. Looks like Monorails are coming back, and Ninjago is celebrating 15 years. All that and much more on this week's Breaking News. Today's episode is brought to you by Back-to-Brick Wear, my newest venture into the AFL merchandise, the ultimate LEGO-inspired clothing line that's not just fashionable, but also celebrates the very foundation of the LEGO system we all know and love. Imagine minimalist designs that seamlessly blend style and nostalgia. Back-to-Brick Wear brings you high-quality apparel inspired by the iconic LEGO bricks we know and love. Each piece is crafted with precision and attention to detail, making it a must-have for any LEGO enthusiast. These aren't just your average threads. We're talking about minimalist designs that don't scream at you, but just show your nerddom in a classy way. And of course, they're inspired by designs found in the LEGO system. And you know what screams quality? Embroidery. Almost every piece is stitched with love, featuring those iconic LEGO elements. It's like wearing your childhood memories, but making them fashionable. So whether you're a hardcore AFL or just want to rock some seriously cool gear, check out the Back-to-Brick Wear page on Etsy. Dive into the collection, embrace the LEGO spirit, and let's make some memories together. Back-to-Brick Wear, where the style meets nostalgia. Head over to the Back-to-Brick Etsy page and let the fashion adventure begin. Happy building, my friends.
Lego. Breaking news.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Back to Brick. I'm your host Garrett, and this is the podcast where we talk with fellow AFLs about their LEGO designs, and we get down to the breaking news to talk about all things LEGO's been up to for the past week. So stay tuned, because we've got a bunch of news stories on the way here. First, I'd like to thank patrons over at Patreon, because they're supporting the podcast as they get the episodes early, and we get to set up this fun little community. And for all those that are first-time joiners here, well, welcome. You can learn all about LEGO from this week, last week, and for the past 6 years, because that's how long this podcast has been going on, which is pretty crazy. Now, to jump into the admin side of things, well, still moving in. The room itself is a disaster, and I might actually be selling some LEGO sets, which is a crazy thought to think about because, well, I've been collecting for so long, but as I find sets that I've had in storage or on the shelf for so long, and I haven't built them yet, that kind of means that maybe that's just not what I'm looking to have. It doesn't mean that there won't be more things that I don't want to buy, because there definitely is. I mean, we've got the Black Pearl and we've got Pokemon to talk about. But that's it pretty much for the admin side of things. We will be doing a set review at the end of the episode. This week's sets are set 31385, the Sea Animals Beautiful Dolphins, which is a 3-in-1 set. And a rubricable mock is the Squawk Radio Tower by Brick_Mind. So I'm excited to talk about both of those at the end of the episode, so make sure to stick around. All right, everyone, let's get into this week's first breaking news story. All right, everyone, first thing, we've got new education sets. This is called the LEGO Education Science Set, which includes 2 hubs, motors, and a few other accessories, but specifically, it's designed for computer science and AI is the latest set. Now, with the latest sets like this, it comes with the small motors, as I just said, but it also comes with a carry case that has a bunch of pieces. And for me, and a lot of us, the most notable thing, there are monorail tracks. Now, this is the first time we've seen a new track system in, well, what is it? Almost 30 years? No, at least 30 years. To have a monorail being built like this, it has the gear track and the motor itself that shows like you can build this, and it uses AI and computer coding to have some interaction to it. Now, this does mean that Spike, which was the last electronic LEGO set, is out. And of course, the Smart Play is in, which will be coming out very soon as well. So this line is definitely expanding, and hopefully that monorail set means that we'll actually get some monorail sets on top of just this education one. The Star Wars Smart Play sets are the only sets coming out right now that do have Smart Play, but they're also limited to 6 countries. They're only going to be available in the US, UK, France, Germany, Poland, and Australia. Now, it probably is just because they have some production, constraints, because, well, it's not like the smart bricks are anything new for LEGO, that it's the same technology they've been using forever. Well, that's a complete lie, as we know. And it's going to be interesting to see what those markets look like after the first year, if they're holding off on the other countries to do this, because it's a big gamble, again, for them to do this integrated tech. I think it will succeed to some degree, not completely, but I said the same thing about Super Mario, and it's an extremely good success for them to have those building sets for kids. So this might be a completely new market that they will succeed in. So We'll have to stay tuned. And for all the other countries, let's hope that these succeed so that they can all get over to your country as well. Now, if you want to be one of the first people to play with the Star Wars sets, there's a possibility that you can get them. The UK retailer John Lewis is offering pre-order deals on 3 of the Star Wars sets, with name deliveries on March 1st, which means that you might get it a little bit early because sometimes they ship a little bit earlier. So you could be one of the first people to actually play with the sets, kind of go through the process instead of just the influencers to do it for yourself. You can learn if there's something good for you. They do pre-orders on lego.com, and they try to get it out on March 1st too, but it doesn't always work that way. And they're still expensive, so I'm guessing that the pre-orders might be a little bit more different than what we're usually seeing in some larger pre-order sets. LEGO has unveiled the Chinese New Year Lion Dance, and these are 2 lions, and I always wondered, Chinese lions are very interesting because they have large eyes, kind of mustaches, and very decorative detailing to them, like skirts and when, they move and bounce around. It's 480 pieces, and it has 2 minifigures as well, and what's kind of fun is you can lift up the headpiece and you can see the 2 minifigures. One is male, one is female. And then you can have 2 others underneath if you want to have, like a normal parade float or like a normal parade character. They have one person as the head and one person as the legs, which is pretty funny. And it adds a little reality to floats like this to have those 2 minifigures to go with it. Very fun. And it's a 10 plus set, likely to be coming out here shortly as a gift with purchase. Ninjago is celebrating 15 years. It launched in January 2011, which is crazy how long that is. And that's when I graduated from high school. So there's another date that makes me feel old. And it grew out of its longest running homegrown entertainment IP and prominent evergreen toy line. 15 years marks the epic storylines as they continue to change and do so many things and wonders through the Ninjago line, not only through movies and all the TV shows, but all the sets, of course. So there's some big press releases talking about the history and seeing people's reactions when the first sets came out. And I remember when they came out with the brick heads back in the day. I think I still have the 5 or 10 year reunion or anniversary golden brick heads for Ninjago, as I've collected them all before. There's the head of product design at LEGO has said, as we celebrate 15 years of LEGO Ninjago, we're incredibly proud of how this universe has developed and inspired creativity, resilience, and adventure for fans around the world. We're also endlessly thankful for our fan community who continues to engage with the Ninjago universe. This anniversary is not just a celebration for us, but it's for our fan community. Whether a lifelong or a new fan, now is the time to go full Ninjago. 2026 marks the beginning of an exciting new era for the franchise. And it is an original IP that succeeded this long is very impressive for LEGO. And I applaud them. They always have great mechs and designs, just not my thing, but I'm so happy to see something like this showing success, which means that LEGO should take hint that maybe some other ones like Botanical could come back and take success again. All right, this is what we're all here for to talk about, LEGO Pokémon. It was officially announced that the sets are coming. On February 27th, we're going to get 3 new sets. I'm going to walk through all 3, and then I'll give you my opinions at the end here. Our first one is Eevee. It's a $60 set at 587 pieces, and these are all available for pre-order, and it is just a buildable character of Eevee. And the next one is Pikachu and Pokeball. It's 2,050 pieces at $200. It comes with Pikachu, a little lightning base stand, and a Pokeball. And then the last one is our most expensive and largest at 6,838 pieces and $650, Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise. Now, these are all buildable characters that are on a base stand showing one is in grass, one is in the waves, and one is on a mountaintop with lava. And let's talk about it. I've been very, very excited for Pokemon since they were rumored about a year ago. And to me, I'm still excited for all these sets, but I can get a lot of people in the community do not like them. Some in specific, Eevee I think is the one of the better ones. It's not the best, but it is done well for what it is. But honestly, it should have been $40. $60 is still pretty steep. Pokemon Pikachu is probably the worst designed. It has a very strange neck. The face doesn't look right. The tail isn't big enough. Pikachu never jumped out of a Pokeball because it was never in a Pokeball. And it's still expensive at $200 for that. So that's probably the least likely to sell well. The most likely to sell well here is the Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise. It is one of the top 10 highest piece count sets ever. And it has the best build is Charizard. Venusaur is the worst, and Blastoise is second. But it could have been done in 3 different sets, I think, instead of having all of them in this. But that's how they get you to have these sets built in a large scale so that you are forced to purchase them. And they did what it's 30 years of Pokemon, and for me, having these sets is a big win. I know that they're not perfect. And I know people are going to make some modifications or changes because, well, let's be honest. Mega Bloks had some excellent Pokemon sets. And it seems like Lego took some hints, but they wanted to get away from them. And I think they just went in a different direction that didn't work as well. Now, there are other things that kind of irk me. And one is a paywall again for a gifted purchase. The Kanto region badge collection. It's 312 pieces, and it's a gift with purchase with that large Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise set. It has all 8 badges to it and a small display case to it. It's really cool, and unfortunately, it's a gift with purchase that you have to spend $650 for. And then the next one is a mini Pokemon Center. It's 233 pieces, and it'll be an inside reward set at 2,500 insiders points. And I think that this is really cool, and I'll definitely be spending my points on this. It's going to be a very busy night on the 27th as these sets are extremely popular. So overall, it's a mixed bag. Some are good, some are not. Prices are way too high for all of them, and the paywall still pisses me off. And you know what else is fun? Pre-orders came up for Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise, and guess what? They sold out in 24 hours. So that means all those gifts with purchases are gone, and there was no restock. It just said sold out. Now, as an update, they did correct this, and you can get these as a pre-order now, but it's limited to 1 per customer. They also have come out and said, yes, the gift with purchase will still be available come actual launch day on February 27th. So we can still look out for those. If you are interested in buying the set first day 1 to get that, don't worry. Worry. It'll probably still sell out again, but the pre-orders are not closed. They have opened back up, so you can still go over and try and get your pre-order in to get that gift with purchase. The Brickink Designer Program is restocking for Series 3 and 4. On January 21st next week at 5 p.m. CES, which I believe is 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, they're going to be restocking all of them for, I don't know how many, because, last time this happened, people ordered them and Lego canceled them on them. So if you want them, get there on time. They've got the Harbor Master's Office, the Lost City, the Art of Chocolate, Forest Stronghold, and Camping Adventure, as well as the Siege Encampment, Medieval Seaside Market, Riverside Scholars, Wild West Train, and Merchant Boat. So you can go check those out over at Lego on the 21st if you didn't get a chance to get them and wanted to have a second opportunity to try. Lego Botanicals has a new Insiders reward that you can go get. As of January 15th, you can go over and get the Dragonfly Garden. It has these 2 small plants. Well, it has 1 small plant with a little dragonfly build on it. And it comes in the yellow box, so it's very much a Insider's reward to it. And it's about $12 and 154 pieces. So if you want to get this, it's going to cost you 2,000 Insider's points, but it'll continue in having a cute little design and even a little dragonfly if you want to put it on any of your other botanical plants. Now, the Lego group has been trying to make an Iron Man suit that people are interested in. And they did, I think, because this one is pretty well done. The Iron Man Mark III Collector's Edition. And it looks great. It's a great display piece. It has some functionality, but not all of the functionality Lego promised. A Reddit user by the name of Polyphonic Boy showed that Lego's promotional video showed the arc reactor in the center of his chest. When you pressed it, it would light up. And guess what? It doesn't actually happen in the model. So he's claiming that that was a misleading promotion to have this done. And he said, I can't be the only one who saw the Lego Instagram and thought the arc reactor in the chest lit up. I pre-ordered the set right away, finally got delivered, and built it over the weekend. Was disappointed that there was no light feature. The video was intentionally misleading. And you know what? Yeah, I watched the video. It definitely is misleading. It should light up. I don't know why they just didn't add that function to it. It's not fair for the consumer who wanted something like that. Now for me, that's fine. I can get a light kit. I'm not going to sit there and press the arc reactor a lot to get it to light up. But it's still a function. If you promote it, make sure you do it. The Canadian ambassador was gifted a Lego City set by the Danish ambassador. He gifted him the 60422 Harbor, which shows a kind of harbor master station with a cargo lift and a cargo ship. This was to commemorate their new joint partnership as they're coming together to create new shipping routes and a better connection with the Canadian government on not only Lego, but other things such as goods and services that can be delivered by different means of transportation and really building each other's economy. So it's a fun little set. I would have asked for like Rivendell or something, but this is a good way to capture that new partnership. There's a new Star Wars book coming out. This one has a new minifigure to it, the Luke Skywalker minifigure. The front of the cover shows him and his land speeder, and to me, it kind of looks exactly the same. Maybe a couple more improvements. Some people point out that the tan is there instead of the white legs. There's darker tan hair and slightly different torso print to it. Similar to what we see in the Death Star set that just came out this past year, but sure, it's still a fun Star Wars book, and you can get it for like $15. So the minifigure is a collection. If you want to collect all the minifigures for Star Wars, this is another one you're going to need to get. There's a Lego Insiders treasure hunt going on for Pokemon. What you can do is wild Lego Pokemon creatures are waiting for sharp-eyed trainers to catch them through hidden codes. And so you can look through and find different symbols. So where they have the 2x2, 1x2 plate with a Pokemon symbol instead of just the Lego icon symbol to it. And there's 10 Pokemon prizes. The grand prize winner include Pokemon XP, the 2026 Pokemon Worlds, and all 3 Lego Pokemon sets. So if you go over to the Lego Insiders and try to compete for this, it could be fun. There's new codes that are appearing all the way up until February 27th, and then they'll show, you'll get all the sets, whoever wins, and just a fun challenge. I love a good treasure hunt. Lego is also doing another raffle here where you could win 10,000 Insiders points. Now that's equivalent to about $75. But hey, it's free money if you put just go over to Lego Insiders, put your name in there, and get some other fun Lego set if you win. Pick a Brick update has some new minifigure parts that people are going to be very excited about, specifically the space minifigures, because they were exclusive just to that vending machine set. Now you can go and get them where they've got the upper torso of the turquoise and the bronze, and of course a tank and some popcorn and an elephant hat and all these different things that were exclusive to some of these other sets, and now you can get them to make that full collection of all your Space Man minifigures instead of just having to buy this whole set. And that's all the breaking news we have this week. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's podcast. Thank you for just wanting to learn about Lego, because I love learning about it each week. And then I get the chance to tell you all about it. And there might be some things you already know and some things you don't. And so make sure to tune back in every week so you can subscribe here, go over to the YouTube channel. And I'm slowly building to some other things. We'll get back to it eventually. Maybe not, who knows? But I'll keep you updated. And I appreciate you all listening to the breaking news. Now let's go into our set review. So don't go just yet, because we want to talk about these fun sets. Our first one is set 31385, Sea Animals, the Beautiful Dolphins. Now this is a 3-in-1 creator set, and it's going to cost you $50. It's a 9+ set at 542 pieces, and it has 2 reviews of 5 stars. Now, the three different builds that you can do two dolphins, one as an adult and one as a baby dolphin. Another is a small seahorse, and another is a crab with a little jellyfish. Now, personally, I like the seahorse, but the dolphins are also super cute. Where what it is the base section of it is like a coral reef area, and then this wave kind of wraps around over top of it and then curves back to be a wave system, and you see the mom dolphin and the baby dolphin jumping out of the water. Now, my algorithm on Instagram has showed me a lot of baby dolphins jumping out of the water, and it's extremely cute. That's why this one jumped out to me to talk about today. And they do look just like dolphins. They've got the colorings where it's got the white belly and more of the light bluish coloring to them. The waves are actually turquoise, so it has more of the Hawaiian feel or wherever the island life is for these instead of the deep blue sea. The seahorse is more at the bottom where it has reeds that are using the turquoise to have a wave to it, and then the crab has mostly blue crab. The legs are fine. I mean, you got to use what parts you got to use. And to be honest, I've always said Creator 3-in-1 sets are the most challenging things to design because you have to use all of the same parts to create some very unique builds. So more applause to them. And at $50, 542 pieces, it's a pretty good deal. And it's great for kids to build one thing. If they're bored, they can tear it apart and build another thing. So if you're a big fan of sea animals, this is a fun 3-in-1 set to get. Now for our rubricable mock, this is the Squawk, the WSQK, the Squawk Radio by Brick_Mind. Now this is based on the latest season of Stranger Things, the final season, and it also goes off of the builds that we have from the latest set, which is the Creel House. And it came with a gift with purchase, which was the Squawk station. Now, it was just the little booth area and part of the seating area, but they've expanded onto this where they used the truck from the Creel set and then built this whole building itself with the logo on the outside of 50,000 watts. It's got the radar tower in the back, and then when you spin it around, it has an inside features to it where you've got a wheelchair that Max is in. Sorry, this is spoilers. It has the TV and little display stand area with the couches to relax, and of course the studio itself. And then they've got a little, looks like entryway section to it. And even on the roof, they have the seating that all the characters kind of check out and do things on. It's 1,309 pieces at a cost of €9.90, not cents, whatever, 9.9 euro. And for me, I think it's a really fun build for someone who loves Stranger Things and capturing a building that was pretty iconic, not just like the Creel House, which I get has been from 2 seasons, but this one represents the final season pretty well since it was an iconic location for so many different things. All right, everyone, that's my set reviews. Thank you again for tuning in, and I'll leave you, as I always do, get creative, get out there, and go build something.